Welcome back. So it's my second video. Today, instead of filming another like ranty topic, because like I don't want to film too many of those like in a row, and I don't, you know. So today we're gonna be talking about a topic that's a little bit more serious and more like in depth, and that a topic that nobody really ever even talks about. So today we're just gonna decide, I'm just deciding to talk about it because it really interests me and it's like filled with like that dark and like twisted shit, so we're gonna do it. Okay, so as most of you know about the famous classic movie called The Wizard of Oz, it's a very good movie. I love it. I still watch it to this day. But behind the scenes, there is some pretty fucked up shit about the movie. A lot of fucked up shit that happened, like, behind the scenes that a lot of people don't know about, and a lot of people are very, blind to. Like, they don't really know about it. So, we're just gonna talk about it. And I'm sorry if you hear noise outside. Those are like cars and stuff like going by. I'm sorry. I'm not a professional YouTuber. This is only my second video, but whatever the fuck. Alright, so let's get started. Okay, so Judy Garland. She was the actress who played Dorothy on the set of The Wizard of Oz. So, growing up, her and her mother never really had a good relationship. Her mother was a bitch. Like, let me tell you, her mother was a bitch. Her mother, like, signed Judy up for the role for the movie when she was 14 years old. And Judy went to, audition. She got the role. She can sing really good, but basically, they told her that she was too fat, that she had to lose weight, which is really fucked up. Like, that's honestly so mean. Like, they blatantly told her that she was too fat. And I was like, damn, like, y'all gotta be so rude about it. Like, anyways, so, they tell her that she's too fat, so, they put her on a diet that is not healthy whatsoever. And the diet contains black coffee, chicken soup, and 80 cigarettes a day. 80 cigarettes, can you imagine smoking 80 cigarettes a day? That would, like, I would never be able to do that. Like, that would be terrible. Like, what the fuck? Like, I couldn't do that. Like, that would give you cancer, which, but, so her mom was a bitch, like I said, and one thing that her mom did, she put Judy on drugs, which, I mean, that happened to a lot of other people while filming on the set, but basically they were given drugs to help them, to have them stay up for more than 72 hours, and then they would sleep for 4 hours, and then they'd get woken up again, and then they'd work for the next 72 hours, and it would just be all like that. Yeah, so Judy auditioned, or her mother signed her up for the role when she was 14. So, and then whenever she was playing in the movie, she was 16 at the time, and only 16, drinking black coffee, chicken soup, and 80 cigarettes a day. Not weekly, daily. 80 cigarettes a day. 20 cigarettes are in a pack. Imagine smoking 4 packs of cigarettes a day. That is awful. That's terrible. But anyways, a lot of like bad conditions were also like on the set, and they made Judy like change the way she looked. Like, for example, they made her get surgery on her nose so that she could fit the character more, which is really messed up and bad. But then they also dyed her hair red so that she'd also fit the role, which isn't as bad as the other stuff, but still, like, against her will. Like, maybe she didn't want to dye her hair red. Like why, I don't know why they had to do that, but it's So another thing that happened was she had to wear 2 corsets that of course are tightened the whole way that they can go, like tighten as much as they can go, which I don't know why they were so tight on her. Like, what are you trying to do? Like, are you trying to kill her? Like, I don't understand. So, you know how I said that her mother would, she would be given drugs to keep her up for 72 hours? This is what Judy had to say about it. They had us working day and night on end. They'd give us pills to keep us from being exhausted. Then they'd take me to a hospital and they'd knock me out with some sleeping pills. Once I had slept for 4 hours, they would wake me back up so I can work for 72 hours in a row. Now, that's terrible. Like, imagine like how exhausted she was. Like, I couldn't be able to do it. Like, I don't know, like I'd just be like, bitch, let me go to sleep. Like, why you gotta do all that? So, this next topic is very, very, very touchy. It's a very touchy subject. So if you're like, if like talking about like pedophilia and stuff makes you uncomfortable and stuff, then I suggest to click off. So, along with her going on a strict diet, having to change the way she looked, and be giving drugs, which, let me tell you about the drugs. One of the drugs that she was given was barbiturates, or whatever it's called. I don't know how it's, I probably butchered the fuck out of that name. But, she was 16 years old and she had to take that, which caused her to be addicted to it. And later on, she passed away in 1969 because of it at the age of 47, which is really sad. Rest in peace, Judy. But another thing that's very terrible that happened on the set was that there was a bunch of pedophilia and molestation on the set. So, for example, the cast and the crew would like constantly molest her, like doing sexual things to her, like sexually assaulting her. Even like especially like the Munchkins, like for example, a 40-year-old Munchkin asked her out on a date when she was 16. 40-year-old Munchkin, yeah, asked her out on a date when she was 16, and she tried to play it off as a joke by saying, "Oh yeah, well my mother wouldn't like that." So then he replies, "Oh, bring her along too. Two broads for the price of one." And that's nasty. That's another thing. But aside, they would also, like, while they were filming, like, sometimes they would pull up her dress and they would look at her. Sometimes they'd be mean to her too. But aside from all that, which is obviously terrible, they stayed at a hotel. Well, I mean, the Munchkins did. I don't know about the other crew members. But they stayed at a hotel, and usually the Munchkins would be very loud and drunk and stuff like that. And they would be doing orgies. A lot of group sex, which, wow. Me and my friends, just kidding, me and my friends don't do that. But, a lot of group sex, which is, well, I mean, I'm just like, because, like, I heard about, like, hippies, like, they would have sex, like, they would have a lot of group sex, but, like, I don't know, like, it's kind of weird, like, they were fucking having orgies. And you know, what's even worse is that they would, pimp out, like, the girl Munchkins so that they could get money for, like, their company or for the movie and stuff. And if you don't know what, being pimped out is, you're having sex with somebody for money that you don't know or that you're not in love with, or you're being, like, forced to have sex with somebody, which I don't know if they forced the girl Munchkins, but, like, you know, they would pimp out the girl Munchkins so that, like, they can get money, which is terrible. And, so just a lot of, like, prostitution. And the last but not least thing is the makeup and the props were very, very, very untested. So let's start with the makeup. The Tin Man, he almost died from that makeup, because you know how, like, in the movie, like, he's wearing, like, a bunch of silver makeup and stuff like that? Yeah, he almost died from it. Almost died. And I'm like, oh my god, like, I'm glad he didn't die, but, like, he almost died. Like, maybe before you film a movie, you want to test out the makeup and not fucking torture your crew members, your cast members, because they're in this movie. Like, they don't deserve that, especially Judy, because she didn't do nothing wrong. Yeah, so very untested makeup, and the props did not work well. They were untested too, because The actress who played the Wicked Witch of the West in the movie, she was the only one that was basically nice to Judy throughout the whole movie, like on the set and stuff like that. So, basically there's this one part in the movie when she would like disappear, like there'd be a bunch of like red dust and flames and stuff, and they would pop up and she would disappear. Basically what was supposed to happen is under her would be a trapdoor that she would fall, like that she would go into, so that like whenever like the dust and like the flames and stuff like they came up, it would make it look like she disappeared and stuff, when she didn't. She was just in the trapdoor, like she was under there. Like, you know what I'm saying? You probably don't know what I'm saying, but here you go. She would, yeah, so like I said, it would just go up and it would look like she would disappear, but she would just be under the trapdoor. So basically the trapdoor that she was supposed to go under didn't work. Now, how a bunch of like I said, flames would pop up. Yeah, they popped up like before she could make it like to the trapdoor, like because it didn't work. So practically she almost got burnt alive, like on the stage, like on the movie. So because like I said, the trapdoor didn't open fast enough, so all those flames came up, and luckily she didn't die, but she did have a bunch of like cuts and burns and bruises all over her because of it, and that's just so sad. That's really sad. But yeah, that's all I have to talk about today. I mean, it's really fucked up, I know. I mean, I still will watch the movie. I still love the movie, even though what happened behind the scenes is not a pretty picture at all. You know, I can't believe more people aren't talking about this, because it should be something more discussed about, because it's really interesting to talk about and stuff like that, but I don't know. I mean, it's still a great movie. Like, I mean, I'm not saying, like, you have to hate the movie. Like, it's still a great movie. It's still amazing. It's just, like, it's not, like, everything in Hollywood isn't, like, glamorized, you know? It's not, like, all a pretty picture, but those of you that made it to the end of this video, thank you. You're an OG. And I am more than grateful for that. So, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye. Okay, so I forgot to mention that in the movie, like there's a scene when they're on the yellow brick road, and in the background, like in the trees, supposedly you can see a munchkin like hanging. People say it's a bird or like a light that like fell and was dangling, but supposedly what happened was a munchkin was sad and depressed and it decided to kill itself, so it hung itself on the set of the movie, which is really sad. I'll try and find a clip of it. I don't know if I can. You'll have to bear with me, but yeah, sorry.